see where we are. Okay, so Facebook is good. Okay, so we're good everywhere. So I'm gonna go to my single screen that I like. All right. So we made it to Friday again. Um, and the Fridays are getting a little more fall-like, I guess we should say. Let me pull up my info for today. I think it's going to be in here. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay, here it is. All right. We're mainly going to talk fall today because September is winding down. We've had some cool days here and there. I know not everywhere, but at least in my little corner of the world. Yesterday it was cool enough here I could wear a sweatshirt. It was kind of nice. I know by January I'm going to be like, oh, I'm so tired of sweatshirts. Wear my short sleeves. But for yesterday it felt good, so we're going to go with that. Um, Before we do Disney and Universal, let's talk about some of the stuff you can only do in the fall, and you can do it in a lot of places. How about local festivals? The Renaissance Festival, or Ren Fair, I think they now call it. Sorry, I'm old. Um, you probably have some fall bazaars at some of the churches and the local schools. Um, Corn mazes, hay rides, um, pumpkin patches. I'm thinking sort of stuff we did with my son when he was little, because I know there's a lot of that. There's also Hershey Park does some Halloween themed stuff. If you're looking for local, I think Dutch Wonderland does too. Um, of course, you probably have some local stuff that I don't have because you and I are not local in the same place. But make sure you take advantage of some of that local stuff. It's great to travel. It's great to make memories. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I would travel all the time if I could. But sometimes a day spent, or even an afternoon spent on a hayride or um, going to a fall festival and having an apple cider slushy or an apple cider donut is a great memory too. So don't discount that local stuff, even if you can only go for an afternoon or a morning, even just a couple hours of doing something fun can make a huge difference. So keep thinking about that local stuff because a lot of it is really good stuff. Um, okay, so um, After Hours at Disney World announced their dates for 2026. Um, they are, of course, separately ticketed events, which have lower wait times, a chance to meet characters and some of the characters that are not normally in the parks, and free snacks. So, um, if you have a trip booked for a Disney and you're staying on property, um, you can start purchasing tickets starting October 9th. If you're not staying on property, if you're at a good neighbor, if you're doing an Airbnb, if you're local and you don't need somewhere to stay, you're just gonna, pop in for the evening, you can get your tickets starting on October 14th. Okay, so Magic Kingdom After Hours start at 10 o'clock and go until 1 o'clock. And you can enter the park as early as 7 p.m. For the event. There will be surprise character encounters. And there will also be selected snacks included in your ticket price, such as ice cream novelties, popcorn, bottled beverages. And snack carts will be scattered throughout the park. Here is a list of, and this is of course tentative, things can always change, but here's the current list for rides. Tron, Space Mountain, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid, the Mad Tea Party, and I believe the Carousel will also be lit up, even if it's not running, but I think it may run because they mention it elsewhere. Okay, so here are the dates. January 12th, January 19th, February 2nd, February 9th, February 23rd, March 2nd, March 9th, April 13th and 20th, May 4th and 11th, 4th, 11th, 18th and 25th. Actually, there's one every week in May. June 1st, June 22nd, June 29th, July 13th, and July 27th. Hollywood Studios will run their events from 9:30 to 12:30. Again, you can enter the park as early as 7 p.m. Here's the ride list. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, Slinky Dog Dash, Alien Swirling Saucers, Toy Story Mania, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And they are, of course, subject to change, but they are all really good rides. I love Slinky Dog. I love the Swirling Saucers. Toy Story Mania is a perennial favorite for me. I love the tech that goes into Mickey and Minnie's, how they're, you're interacting with the cartoon. And I love the theming of Twilight Zone, although it's too creepy for me and I don't like rides that drop. But I have an appreciation for Twilight Zone. Again, they're going to have character encounters. At Olga's Cantina, DJ R3X will be spinning the hottest tunes this side of Coruscant as they serve up out-of-this-world cocktails in small bites. Guests can journey to Batuu for walk-up availability. KRNR, the Rock Station, the Milk Stand, and Woody's Lunchbox will also be open. Complimentary snacks will include ice cream, popcorn, and bottled drinks. Hollywood Studios dates are January 14th, 28th, February 4th, 11th, 21st, and 25th, April 29th, May 6th, 14th, and the 30th, June 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th, July 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, 29th, August 5th, 12th, 19th, 26th, and September 2nd and 12th. Epcot, their hours are going to run from 9:30 to 12:30. You can get in at 7 o'clock, generally. The ride lineup for Epcot: Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Test Track presented by General Motors, Frozen Ever After, Soarin', the Grand Fiesta Tour with the Three Caballeros, Living with the Land, Mission Space, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, and Spaceship Earth. Okay, we actually have a couple characters listed for Epcot. Mickey Mouse will be at the Dreamer statue. Goofy will be at the DJ Dance Party in Communicore Plaza. And Minnie Mouse will be at the Gazebo in France. Okay, and Goofy's DJ Dance Party is an interactive character meet and greet with Goofy himself. Guests will have plenty of room at Communicore Plaza to show Goofy their best dance moves, and maybe even the ones they're still working on, with plenty of room to dance and lots of seating for those night out legs. The Canada Mill stage is a central hub to toast, groove, and maybe even howl under the moon with their crew. There will be various kiosks open around the World Showcase. The Rose and Crown Pub will be open as well, and the Kringala Bakery Cafe. And again, ice cream, popcorn, and bottled drinks are available in your ticket price. Epcot dates: January 22nd and 29th, February 19th, March 5th and 12th, April 2nd and 9th, as well as the 15th, 23rd, and 30th, so there's one every week in April, I believe. May 21st, June 11th, June 18th, July 9th and 23rd, August 6th, 13th, and September 16th and 24th. Don't forget also in 2026, on your arrival day, you get free water park entry. That is also true for 2025. So you could hypothetically, fly in, drop your bags, go play at the water park, go back to your resort, get dressed, go to an after hours event. You could make a full day of your arrival day if you wanted to do that. I know that doesn't work for every family, but if it works for you, it's a great way to maximize your park time. Um, okay, Universal. Um, I did see something for Universal. Oh, Universal Hollywood is going to have a Scooby Doo event in 2026. So, there's that. Cruise line deals. Disney Cruise Line has select sailings. You get discounts on third and fourth sailor. Viking has reduced deposits. And just about everybody has opened up their 2026 itineraries for at least most of the year. And remember, cruise rooms tend to get more expensive, not cheaper. You would think they would discount that last room, but the truth is, typically you're going to pay more the closer to your sale date that you book. So, if you're thinking of cruising, everybody has a favorite cruise line. If you haven't cruised, I'd love to talk to you about what you want to accomplish on your cruise, what kind of things you're looking for, and recommend a couple options for you. We still have the 70th going on at Disneyland. We have Food and Wine going on in Epcot at Walt Disney World. There's also a lot of construction and a lot of cool new stuff coming in Walt Disney World, but that's kind of the trend. They pretty much put a couple new things out every year, so it's good for those of us that like to go often because it keeps it fresh. But I also love the classics, and I'm also sad when the classics go. I'm still mourning the Muppets, but I did hear there's going to be a Muppet Show special on Disney Plus, and that if it does well, there might be a new version of the Muppet Show coming out. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, Now remember, just because it's fall and the weather's cooler, if you're going to go out for the day, whether you're going to a Disney park, a Universal park, a local thing, make sure you wear your sunscreen. If it's a warmer day, make sure you stay hydrated. Just because we're in fall, we still have to be careful that we don't get sunburned and blistered feet and all those things I usually get on my trips. Sometimes I think I'm the poster girl for don't travel this way, but that's not true. I have a lot of knowledge. It just doesn't always benefit me. And sometimes when you travel, you just can't help it. I remember when we got stuck on the tarmac in Colorado. They were trying to get us out before the thunderstorm came in, and there were a couple people that they just could not get them to sit down, and we had like a 2 minute window to taxi and get off the runway, and we just didn't make it. So instead, we sat in Colorado for longer than our flight home would have taken. Um, the plane got hit by hail. So when the storm passed, they had to reinspect everything and make sure we were still safe to fly. And then they had to give us more gas because the pilots were kind enough to leave the air condition and the lights on while we were stranded sitting in the plane so that we could see and we could move around and we could do things. So that was quite the adventure. I think my son was 8 or 9 when we did that. He might have even still been 7. He was a trooper. He did fantastic. I expected him to just melt down, and he did not. We kept him occupied. He was happy. He rolled with it. I think we had to wake him up we had somewhere to go the next day, and we ended up having to wake him at like noon because we were like, dude, we got things to do. We got places to go. But he did fabulous with it. So if you're worried about that kind of stuff happening with your kiddos, they just might surprise you. All right, everybody have a fabulous week ahead. We're rolling into fall. If you're in a part of the country where the seasons change, I'm starting to see a little bit of color change on the trees around me. I felt some coolness in the air this week. So everybody have a great week ahead, and I will see you next Friday at 4. And as always, if I can help you with any of your travel needs or answer any questions at all, I would be happy to. Just let me know how I can help. Have a good one.